Good evening, everyone. I'm Nathan, here with my wonderful wife, Laura.
Hello.
And we're here to do a review of the vintage board game Mix and Match by Milton Bradley.
Yes, so this one is from 1962. I feel like there's a re-release. I'm not sure when the re-release is from, but this is the 60s version. And as you can see, it improves reading skill.
Yes, nothing on the back, as most of the board games back then didn't really print on the back, which is an odd thing.
Alright, so this is a fairly straightforward game. It's to help kids kind of learn reading and like forming words and how different pairs of letters, can make different words with other different letters.
Yeah, it's a very basic word game. Is it just the one, or is it... No, you've got
I've
the other
got the
half.
instructions, yeah. We also have all of these cards, which we'll get to in a moment.
So this manual, I think, originally might have been one sort of piece, but you got little Billy Bob and Mary Jane Sue or whatever on the back.
There's no names on them. Nathan's just making that up. Everything was perforated, I think is what you're sort of trying to say. You can see the little sort of perforations. You had to separate it all when you first got it.
This would have been a hassle, like perforating all these when you first bought the game.
Annoying. All right, so we have the instructions here. There will be a link in the description to a database of all of our board game instructions, so you can find this one there too.
Convenient.
Now, there's 5 different versions of play. They are all very similar. It's just like depending on like skill level of any children.
Difficulty and age and things,
yeah. So the first one is the basic game, which is about colour matching. It's also, you can play that in a short way, which is option 1, or a long way, which is option 2. So everyone who is playing gets one of these boards.
Which are double-sided, so you can have many options.
Yep, so say we just go with these 2. So when you get that, you don't change that board throughout the game at all, and that's the same for basically every version of this. This then becomes our draw pile here, and all of these little cards have mix and match on one side, and then the other side has usually 2 or 3 letters on them.
The end of possible words and a colour border.
Yeah, so they're all different colours, and the colours match with the colours on here.
Good luck if you're colourblind, because some of the colours are very similar, like the orange and red and the purple and things, so...
Yeah, and some of the colours on here look a bit different from the colours on the board, especially on this kind of more yellowed looking side.
Which wouldn't be that much of an issue, but some of the variations depend on colour matching and all that.
Yeah, so the first one, the basic game, the short version, the draw card is... So you draw one card when it's your turn, and then you have to look at the colour, and you place it up against the one that matches on the board.
So then it'd be my turn, I'd do the same.
Yep, and then we go backwards and forwards. So if this didn't make a word, which is possible, I mean, obviously it's... Ignore the colour just for a minute, but say my matching colour was this, shime. Obviously you can't have that, whereas time is indeed a word, so that one's fine.
If it didn't match, you'd put it back in the discard pile and with the yellow person's go.
Yes. The other thing is, if I already had this on here and then I pulled out another one of that colour, none of which I have in my hand to show you.
Of course not.
If I happen to pick up on my next turn another one of the same colour, I go, oh, I've already got it. It goes in the discard pile as well. You just go backwards and forwards doing that until you get 3 words in a row. So it can either be like up and down, left to right.
Like bingo.
Yeah, exactly.
And then whoever does just wins. So it comes down to pretty much luck and obviously just colour recognition and all that. So
that's the most basic version. The second one is exactly the same as what we've explained, but it's the long colour matching one, and you have to cover the whole board. So you have to get all 9 to match.
Which we've played a few times, and it just came down to you got unlucky and got a couple of like blacks.
The same colours again.
So
yeah, I mean... Yeah.
It is what it is. I mean, it says, what does it say, 2 to 16? I can't imagine anyone, even the most advanced levels on this, playing past maybe...
That's not the age. No, the age is 4 to 8.
Oh.
4 to 8.
I was looking at this and I'm like, oh yeah, 2 to 16.
No. So, I mean, even our kids are starting to get to the higher end of this. So, all right. So the third version is actually a solitaire version of this. So basically you take a card and then you do the same things, just drawing, matching, and you want to complete all 9 words. The colour on the border does not matter in that version.
No, so you can actually, like, if I have OWN, I can put it on mown. Like I'm mowing the lawn.
Or town, or whatever you want to put it into.
Wown.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one.
I lose.
So then you only start with 9 cards for that. Sorry, you don't draw from the pile. You have 9 cards in the Solitaire version. And if you can't get all 9 to fit, you discard your card and get a new card and try that way. So,
It's like Solitaire. You got a set amount of cards. You're trying to do your best to maneuver the words around to try and make, or the ends of words to try and fill all the words in.
And it's not a bad one for kids who enjoy doing this sort of thing, but maybe just don't have anyone to play with them at that moment as well. It's good practice for them. Then the fourth one is the mixed colours game, which in brackets says more difficult.
Oh yes, it's very difficult.
Same thing, you start with a card, you take it in turns to take one of the letter cards or mix and match cards from the draw pile, and then it can go on wherever you like, doesn't have to match the colour at all. Basically, it's the Solitaire version, but with more than one player.
Yeah.
Because the colour doesn't matter. You can also, as you're going, so say I already had this here.
But you got another applicable N word you could put there, but
then hang on, this isn't going to work, is it? But then I went, actually, I can only fit my eek in this one spot. You can actually move them and put that there, as long as then you can put that somewhere else. So you can rearrange on your turn if you need to.
So there's a lot less chance of you having to discard a tile, because you should be able to rearrange a lot of them to at least fit them all in.
You can't discard one that was placed in a previous turn, though. The only one you can discard is that current turn's card. Whoever fills the board first is the winner.
Yeah.
And the fifth and final one is exactly the same as what we've described, but you have a score at the end. So it's not just about matching all the words, but it's how you match them. So the game ends then when one player has filled all 9 of them up, and then everyone at that time has to score. So even if you didn't win, you still could potentially win depending on what number of score you get at the end.
Sand's not a word.
No. So you get 1 point for anything you've completed with a matching colour. So it's a bonus to match it. You don't want to match it with the same colour,
Because usually the ones with the same colour are usually most
easier.
Time predetermined to be a complete word. So like a green and green is usually going to be...
They should go together. There shouldn't be ones that don't.
You don't want matching borders.
So you get 1 point for each of those, but if you manage to complete most of or all of your board with non-matching colours, so, if instead of here I had this over here, this would score me 2 points. So if I have all of mine not matching but have managed to put the words in, and then Nathan has, all of his colour matched, I'm going to win based on points.
So basically the hardest thing to do is make words without the borders matching.
Exactly. Again, it's not hard. We're talking for younger kids. It's good practice. And, even just that idea of taking one and going, is that a word? Is that a word? And your kids, reading through that. It's a good way to practice and learn how they work together and how they don't.
Yeah. So. But, it's obviously, if you're not of the age, you're probably not going to get much value out of it.
No. But, this is something I would have enjoyed when I was this age because I liked word games and things.
So I'd like to know, you were mentioning if it had been re-released or not.
I believe it has been. Yeah. I'm not sure when, though. But if you enjoyed watching this video, give us a thumbs up. Let us know in the comments section down below if you do know when it was re-released, or maybe you had this version in the 60s when you were a kid. Did you enjoy it? I know I would have.
I know one of our sons will probably
one of ours likes this sort of thing. Hit that subscribe button and check back soon. We have videos every single Tuesday.
Sounds good.
Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.